We're back. All right, guys, we'll give everybody a moment to hop on here. Actually, there's another tornado. There's 2 tornado warnings now in western Ohio as well.
Okay. Yep, there sure is. New severe thunderstorm warning there in Winchester. All right. So let's give it a minute, Brett. Let some people file in here. Let's see. I'm going to let's see. Turn them down off. There we go. Personal. All right, guys. For those of you tuning in, we've got some. This line is firing up here east of Indianapolis for sure. Multiple tornado warnings now actually coming out, and there's a lot of them. So let's get going here. Here across Indiana for one, we'll start here. This particular storm here. Let's go into a dual. Wow, look at that one, Brett. Jeez Louises.
Yeah, okay. There's a couple, and even the one that it's east of Nineveh is starting to get organized too. Both of these, I'm definitely concerned. Just looking at the rotation, that there could be one that's about to drop that's southeast of Shelbyville, and then the other one that has a confirmed tornado on it that's heading right towards Columbia, just kind of south of Connorsville right now.
Okay, so that first storm he's talking about there, you can see the hook action there going if you're just southwest of Moscow and east of Middleton, or right north there of I-74. This is probably where the tornado is probably about right here on the ground, probably near Moscow. Looks like it's moving east. It's going to be coming towards State Road 3 or State Road 244. And again, you can see that rotation there kind of wrapping in and around the storm there. Impressive, tight couplet, tight rotation. That tornado warning in particular, Brett, is going to go for 24 minutes. That is southeastern Shelby County, southern Rush County. That's really where it's headed to primarily. Northern Decatur County and central Indiana, but southern Rush County until 8:30. Right now, that is radar indicated. We'll go over here. As you had said, there is looked like a observed tornado. You can see that there clearly. Looks like that is for tornado warning in effect until 8:30 for northwestern Franklin and County in southeastern Indiana, southwestern Union, and southern Fayette counties. And again, this is an observed tornado. Let's get in here closer. That's again an ominous look there. Go to the correlation scan here.
Yeah, I looked at the correlation scan. It didn't look super strong on the most recent scan. We'll see if it's updated here.
Nothing too impressive there.
It's possible that it lifted. I did see a video earlier of potentially it going through a field or something, so it may have not have picked up a ton of debris yet. But I did see a video. I don't see it anymore. It was way up in the feed, but I did see a video of a tornado on the ground with that particular cell. I was noticing, Michael, with the cell that is just southeast of Shelbyville. To me, it looks like, if you look at Middletown, potentially some kind of debris signature on the correlation coefficient.
Let's see what's on right now. There we go. Yep.
Yeah, just west of Moscow there. Yeah, yep, there it is. I would imagine that there's probably a tornado on the ground with that one as well. So if you're in Moscow, just north of Williamstown, Milroy, please take shelter immediately. Share this with a friend. Tag somebody in the comments. I don't think it's been confirmed yet, but just based off of that radar signature, I would imagine that there is a tornado on the ground. It's a pretty decent debris signature there southeast of Shelbyville heading towards Milroy, Indiana.
Yeah, just going right along State Road 244. It's probably rain wrapped too by the looks of this.
Yeah.
So you probably can't even see it. Dangerous situation there. As Brett said, right in between Milroy and Williamstown. Tornado debris signature possibly there on radar. We've got multiple tornado warnings too elsewhere. Let's kind of get a tour here going on. Again, that storm coming into this is the tornado observed coming into Columbia, Alpine, just around State Road 121. This is this year again a tight rotation signature there, 1 inch hail to the north side of that. We'll go north here and right in over to east of Winchester. They just had a big tornado not long ago, Brett.
Yeah.
Just east of there, Union City, in between Union City and Palestine, Ohio. There's rotation here moving into western Ohio. Tornado warning there for Greenville, Ohio. That tornado warning in particular is going to go for the next 35 minutes, and that is for northwestern Darke County in west central Ohio until 8:45. That storm was located near Winchester, moving east at 30 miles per hour. So a tornado there and possibly $half sized hail. These storms are not messing around. Let's go to the other one here. There's a couple of them. I'm going to switch radars. I'm going to go to the Webster radar here. Next tornado warning is in Salina, Ohio, just west of St. Mary's. That is for, it's an observed, actually, tornado warning. It's set to expire here shortly, but a tornado warning remains in effect for southeastern Mercer County in western Ohio, hazard being a damaging tornado for another few minutes. And again, that rotation still looks pretty decent there in Salina.
Yeah, I would imagine that could potentially be extended further off to the east. Yeah, I was going to note that one up there, just southwest of Defiance too. And I even see a little bit of rotation maybe trying to develop with this storm east of Nineveh too. It's not super strong yet, but I'm seeing a little bit of some hooking action there. And really, this line of storms from kind of Bartholomew County and points northeast certainly has gotten its act together. So it took a little bit longer than maybe we thought, but I would say that now we're starting to get this to ramp up here.
Yeah, I agree completely. Let's take a zoom in here. You were talking about Nineveh. Let's see.
Yeah, it's weak rotation, I'm starting to see if you look near Mount Auburn there, a little hook, and then yeah, even what is that towards Spearsville, a little hook there too.
Yep. I see it there. You can kind of see a new scan there. A couple of little hooks there. Luckily, no pronounced rotation. You're probably
Yeah.
getting some pretty nasty hail just south of Shelbyville. With that, here's a new scan coming in on the velocity scan. They're right there in southeastern Johnson, northern or northwestern Bartholomew County. Some decent rotation, or at least not rotation, but decent organization there coming about. Severe thunderstorm warning there. Boy, these two cells here, Brett, these are nasty. Let's talk more about these.
Yeah, I'm very concerned about what's going on in Moscow there. I believe we're seeing a debris ball there. There's some pretty decent rotation. And then if you look at the couplet out near Columbia, I know the debris ball wasn't showing up quite as much, but if you go in and scan, Michael, the velocity, 58 outbound, let's see, 26, 27 inbound in spots. Would say that's some very tight, strong rotation. I would not be shocked at all if there's still a tornado ongoing right there.
Yeah, it's headed right in for the south side of Milroy. So if you're in Milroy or in Milroy, State Road 3, observed tornado warning there for the next 17 minutes, right at the intersection of State Road 3 and State Road 244. Tight rotation there going through. Again, looks like southern Rush County. And yeah, let's see here. Let's go and take a look at this. This is a confirmed tornado was located 9 miles northwest of Greensburg or 12 miles east of Shelbyville. So damaging tornado, quarter-size hail, and moving east. There's the latest scan. Let's see here. Yeah, just an interesting, really broad too, Brett. There's a lot of broad rotation there.
Tristan in here saying that there's a tornado on the ground near Williamstown, which is, you can see the rotation just north of there. So I will see if I can get any verification on that. Gonna have the team look to see if there's any reports or anything. I'm kind of scrolling through social media, so your reports are welcome. So if you see anything or have any confirmation, certainly appreciate that and are looking out for it as well.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. So let's see. He said, "Where's he at there?"
He said Williamstown. Williamstown.
Very hard to see though. Large tornado on the ground headed into Williamstown. Yeah, I mean, you could see it. I mean, I don't doubt it at all. You could see it's probably just north of Williamstown there. Um, new warning coming in. Let's see what we've got going on here.
That's a tornado warning that is up towards Defiance in Ottawa, Ohio.
Yep, there it is right there. We'll go in on that. That is a observed tornado. If you are in continental Ohio, it's going to be several counties here real quick. Let's see for the next 30 minutes. Southeastern Defiance County, northern Putnam County, southeastern Paulding County, and southeastern Henry County. That is going to go until 8:45. At 8:14, a confirmed tornado was located near Continental or 12 miles south of Defiance. So you can see right where that's going to be located there. Let's see what the correlation coefficient looks like. Where's my, gosh dang it. Here we go. Nothing too pronounced just yet. Maybe something right in here.
Yeah, a little bit messy.
Yeah, it is. But the observed tornado, it's probably rain wrapped. But nonetheless, the observed tornado there probably heading right into Continental. So in between Oakwood and Continental, right just south and west of looks like State Road 15 there in northwest Ohio. So several tornado observed warnings coming out right now. Here's another one, Brett. This is another one in western Ohio. They're near. Well, that's an interesting. Let's go here and get the velocity here. It's right on the edge of the dome there, isn't it? Let's see if I can go over here to. That's probably a TID scan.
We've got several people asking about what the latest looks like in Connorsville. To me, Michael, that radar signature is looking a little messier.
Okay, let's take a look. Yep.
Still rotation.
Yep. Still rotation, just not as. What do we have here? Tornado on the ground in Marlow. Where is Marlow? This is an interesting photo. Let me take a snapshot of this. Where is Marlow at? Luckily, it doesn't look like there's anyone around. But
I'm not sure.
See if I
you
can.
got.
Come on, get it pulled up here, guys. I can pull it up so you can see it. Let's see.
How do you spell that?
It looks like Marlow. That's the photo there coming out of. Just came off from the National Weather Service in Indianapolis. I just tweeted that photo. Quite the look there. I mean, you would be lucky that there's no, not a huge population, but sure looks like a farm there, doesn't it? About to hit that farm.
Maybe somebody can help us out there. I cannot find that city. So I'm not sure if it's a small little town somewhere, but I'm not familiar with it. I'm Googling, but I'm not finding it.
Yeah, I can't seem to locate it either. Let's see here. Let me go back to the latest scan here. I don't even see.
Maybe they meant Milroy, not Marlow.
Possibly, yeah. It looked like. Let me make sure I read that correctly. Yeah, Marlow. I don't know.
Maybe in a typo.
Okay. Well, regardless, let me go back to the screen here for the radar and look at southeast of Connorsville near Knowltown, or around Everton, Indiana, around State Road 1. Again, you can see that moving now east here, just southwest of Alquina, if I'm saying that correctly, Alquina. You can see where the tornado warning is radar indicated, 1 inch hail being possible, and considerable damage certainly on the table here with that system, with that cell there just southeast of Connorsville. And if you're in this area here and it's moving east near the Alquina area, if I'm saying that correctly, make sure you are in shelter there for sure. Let's go back out here.
Yeah, we've also got a warning now with the cell down southeast of Jasper, kind of heading towards Harrison County, Indiana. So starting to get some activity in the southern portion of the state as well. I know there were some questions about that earlier. Southern Indiana, you were still very much at play for these storms that probably continue to see some of this activity develop or sag south as we work over the next couple of hours. So along the Ohio River into southwest Ohio, you're not done yet.
Okay. Good. Looks like a new warning, Brett. Southern Morgan County now again into southern Johnson County, kind of round 2 there.
Yep.
Or gosh, even maybe round 3.
3. Yeah, I was going to say we had about 3 storms at our house already. So that's the next one.
Yep.
We're under the warning again.
Yeah, I would say looking at this, not a super organized rotation, but there might be some rotation just southwest of Martinsville along I-69. You can see that right here. It's nothing super organized, but there is enough here for a severe thunderstorm warning, at least for the time being. 1 inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. That storm looks to be moving east here. And an interesting thing to note here, Brett, that we're getting a lot of rain along this area as well. Let me look up the how much rain has fallen. Digital, see, storm total precipitation, and yeah, there's been some heavy rain here. Let's see if I can kind of make this look a little bit better. There we go. If you go down here across southern Franklin, you can see. Let's see, turn the data reading on. Some locations there north of 2 inches, 2.5 inches of rain there. So another storm moving through. Wouldn't be shocked to see some flooding out there in southern Morgan County. Over 1 inch of rain has fallen, even some 2-inch reports. And that's just from today. And then go out here across Rush County, eastern Shelby County. You got locations out here, 2.5 inches of rain has fallen there just west of Rushville. So also kind of entering or looking at a heavy rain threat as well.
Yeah, just the way these are kind of lining up over the same area over and over, I would definitely think that we're going to need to keep an eye on some of this activity for potential flash flood threat as it continues to push off to the east across eastern portions of Indiana. And just to make a quick note of it, I think that's could potentially be an issue tomorrow with storms as well. So with the rain moving through now, just going to be more and more susceptible to those kind of issues the rest of the evening and into tomorrow too.
Yeah, speaking of that, Brett, if you want to real quick, maybe check out some of the data for tomorrow. I'll kind of go over a radar tour, and then once I'm done, you can maybe update that threat tomorrow just on what we're seeing.
Sure.
I will look just maybe at the evening NAM 3 or HRRR or something. But while Brett's doing that, I'll put this into motion. You can see the thunderstorm activity again, kind of training the same spot. This back edge here across Morgan County and getting into Johnson County has a little bit of a northeast tick to it. So that's kind of moving back into the same area there that, again, has had plenty of rain. This tornado warning cell continues to look impressive, moving east there. This one is starting to look a little less impressive. But again, overall, this whole complex is kind of moving to the east. Let's get a real quick check here again on that storm cell in southeastern Rush County. It's looking like it's getting ready to approach into just west of Laurel, Indiana. And it actually still doesn't look bad in terms of its rotation signature on radar. That's still very impressive. I would imagine that tornado warning will get extended. I believe that county there is, let's see, that's Franklin County, I think, here, where Metamora is. I want to make sure I'm saying that. I think that's Franklin County. It's possible that this area here would extend a new tornado warning into. I don't see how it won't at this point. I mean, this is a strong indication of a tornado here. There's a new extension of the tornado warning just east of Connorsville. Let me go into that real quick here. Whoops. Show you that one. They just expanded that one. That is a radar indicated tornado warning that's going to go into now southeastern Wayne, Union County, and east central Indiana, southeastern Fayette, southwestern Preble County. So primarily Union County under that tornado warning for the next 35 minutes. And again, you can see that rotation is going to head right for Liberty, Indiana. And again, looks like we have another warning coming in here.
Yeah, that one's going to be south of Richmond, I think, east of Connorsville, towards the Indiana-Ohio border.
The one I was just talking about? Yeah. I think there's a new one up here, Brett.
It's okay, another one. So that was the one you were talking about, and then there's another new one.
Yeah. This is Wapakoneta?
I wouldn't even try it.
Wapakoneta.
And sorry, yeah, I was diving into tomorrow's forecast, and so I was.
No, you're good.
Listening.
There's another warning coming in. I'm sure it's that. Yeah, there it is, right there. That's the one I was waiting on. And seeing an expansion there. Radar indicated tornado warning. Now that's going to be for northwestern Franklin County, southwestern Union, and southern Fayette County. That's going to go till 9 o'clock. That storm was located near Lake Santee, moving east at 40 miles per hour. These storms are really starting to. I'm getting bombarded with warnings here. There's another new tornado warning up there in Ohio. Let's get the latest on this one real quick there as it's going in the northern, into Metamora, Brookville, especially Laurel, Indiana. Again, I want to say this storm was moving east at 40 miles per hour. So we will time out the location of the rotation where that storm is for the most part and kind of time out where that's going to go with a 40 mile per hour calculation on that. Looks like Laurel at 839, Blooming Grove 848, Metamora 843. Looks like down there in Brookville 853. That storm is going to move right east there. It would not shock me for that storm to be putting a tornado down. That latest velocity scan is impressive. Tight rotation there. Tornado warning is going to go. Look at that. Now there's a flash flood warning. That's what it was. Tornado warning is going to go here for the next 30 minutes. Let me pull this one back out here. And that same county that just got the tornado warning, they also issued a flash flood warning. And that's a large area for a flash flood warning for the next 4 hours. But that's Fayette County, Union County, Franklin County, Butler County, and southern Preble County. Butler and Preble County are in Ohio. And that flash flood is going to go until midnight. And it's really for the rain I just talked about, how much rain we were seeing. Okay. Real quick.
New severe thunderstorm warning.
I see that there real quick on that one. That's going to go for southern Shelby County, northern, what county is that down there? Southern Shelby, southern Rush, northern Decatur County, and northeastern Bartholomew County until 9:30. 70 mile per hour winds and a 3/4 inch hail. Damage threat considerable. So this is, again, these are really starting to pick up here. Brett's going to touch on real quick. I'm going to gather my bearings on radar coverage. Brett's going to touch on the additional thunderstorm threat, just to update on what we're looking at possibly tomorrow there.
Yeah, I'm going to show the HRRR, the 18Z run. I'm just going to be upfront right off the bat and say that the model data is all over the place for tomorrow. It is a big mess, and I think that's why you have not seen any kind of an upgrade in terms of from that enhanced risk, and it's because of just the messy nature of things as we work into tomorrow. And so this activity clears out as we work through the overnight hours. You can still see some additional storm development possible along the Ohio River as we work into late this evening and into the early overnight hours. Then that activity shifts down to the south. Now, what's going to happen here are two things. The reason I'm going to show the HRRR is because we do have another little warm front that surges in as we work into late tomorrow afternoon and evening. The name 3, guys, the name 3 pretty much misses central Indiana, southern Indiana completely. It keeps it north and south. I'm going to show the HRRR here because it is lifting in some of the activity. And I just think that given the moisture we have, given the instability that's going to be building in, we will have some storms around here as we work into tomorrow evening. Confidence a little bit lower on the exact timing and evolution, but this is as we work towards 6, 7 o'clock. I think it's possible. Now, in terms of the severity, I don't necessarily think that this poses a substantial severe weather threat. A couple of strong to locally severe storms possible in terms of maybe some hail and wind across central portions of Indiana and into southern portions of Indiana. But I really think the biggest threat is going to come down here across southeast Missouri, northern and central Arkansas, western Kentucky, and maybe far southwestern Indiana. Even Louisville is kind of on maybe the far northern extent. I think your highest threat, you can kind of see where some of these darker purples embedded here are as we work. Whoop, shut off on me. Let me go back. This is again as we work towards about 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow, where these darker purples are Evansville, Southern Illinois, probably Paducah. That's where I think your biggest threat is going to be. I think tomorrow, guys, in this region is an all mode type of deal. But I think what ends up happening is this starts to kind of congeal into a line. You can see it here in Southern Illinois, Southeastern Missouri, and it could be a pretty big damaging wind threat. I think tomorrow across Southern Illinois, Western Kentucky, Southwest Indiana, Western Tennessee, more of a damaging wind threat than today. Certainly could also be some very, very heavy rain as this activity moves through as well. I'll pop up here real quick, just the total rainfall. This will include what's going on right now. But you can see as this activity moves through, you're looking at, western portions of Kentucky along the Ohio River there, 2 to 4 inches plus of rain possible with this wave. So long story short, I'll pop up clarity here real quick, give you an idea of what we're seeing in terms of the day 2 outlook right now. We still do have the slight risk. And I think, again, that's not impossible to have some hail and wind. But I think your tornado threat tomorrow, this hatched yellow area, Evansville, Paducah, probably even just southwest of Louisville and down towards Bowling Green and Nashville. That's going to be your biggest threat area tomorrow in terms of tornadoes and rotation.
Yep, I agree. Yep, I agree completely. Real quick, Brett, I'm going to go. There's a lot of comments about sirens going off, all over the place out there in eastern Indiana. I want to make sure you guys understand that for Richmond, that county there, that far southeastern portion of Fayette County is a only very tiny portion in the tornado warning. It's not even Richmond has nothing to do with the tornado warning. So I think the entire Fayette County area is getting tornado sirens right now based on the comments. And there's literally not even a tornado anywhere near Richmond, Indiana. So to make sure we understand that. Now there is south of there, no question, there's a warning there, but it's because the way the alerts work, it's the far southeastern clip south of Boston. Okay, Boston, Indiana, where that's happening. So I just want to make sure we understand that. Now, these tornado warnings are really ramping up here in Western Ohio right now. I'm going to switch gears and take you out here to Western Ohio. A couple of new tornado warnings. Greenville, that storm there. Let's pull this up here. There we go. That's a very tight, the radar indicated tornado warning there, but it's very tight rotation. And that tornado there is going to be for southern Shelby County in Ohio, east central Darke County, Darkey County. I don't even know if I'm saying this right. Northern Miami County in west central Ohio. And that's going to go until 9:15. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado again, just east of Greenville, working along and north of State Road 36, getting into Piqua. I am just getting exercise tonight on how to pronounce words.
Some of you all have been helping us with that. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Don't know how to pronounce every little small town, but we appreciate it.
Yeah, New Knoxville, south of in Ohio, there, and the southern part of Moulton, west of 75 and just south of 33. Another tornado warning there. That's going to go for 25 minutes. The next 25 minutes, and then up here still Findlay, just north side of Findlay, North Baltimore. Radar indicated tornado warning for another 40 minutes with 1-inch hail. That tornado warning storm is going to move just right through Leipsic, Ohio, if I'm saying that correctly. And then again, north side of Findlay in between there and North Baltimore. So several tornado warning storms working into Western Ohio right now. And certainly, gosh, active last 30 minutes here has really ramped up. Brett, I want to go back to this storm getting into northern Franklin. That's a pretty nasty look there.
Yeah, and I was just going back through some of the messages that we have seen on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it these days. And I did see a video of the tornado that was on the ground earlier that was like east of Shelbyville. So I did get confirmation of that. I think there's some storm chasers on it, so did get confirmation of that tornado that was on the ground. And then just was sent a message to, I think they're still on that storm, so still tracking it. So we'll let you know if we get any other reports on that same storm, which I think is the one you're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if you're in between Metamora and Laurel, right around 52 or just southwest of Blooming Grove, I would be very concerned with a possible tornado there working into the area. That's some nasty rotation there. Let me take a look real quick at the correlation coefficient on this particular scan and see. That's interesting. Not anything super defined, but you could argue there could be some damage floating around there.
Yeah, it could be a situation where it has lifted a little bit, so the debris spread out. Sometimes that happens as the debris is lofted. If the circulation loses how tight that it is, how confined it is, that can happen a little bit. Or maybe it's cycling. You can see that sometimes. I'm gonna look outside here because it's getting back going where I'm at. It is almost green out. So I do wonder if there's some hail in this storm that's working in my direction. For those of you that, yeah, there it is. For those of you that aren't familiar with the reason that the sky turns a greenish hue during severe weather, it's not because of tornadoes, it's because of hail. And it most often occurs this time of the day when the sunlight is kind of, I think it's refracting off of the hailstones, can cause kind of a green hue.
Yeah, people used to think it was tornadoes, or people probably still do. Good old time, long time BAM supporter, follower, Brett just got a message from Roger Slack. And he was telling me how to pronounce these cities, like the Piqua is Piqua, or the Wak. I can't even pronounce it. It's Wapaka Nita. Ohio. So if I mispronounce your cities out there, I apologize. Roger ran the Eldora dirt track there for years, the Tony Stewart track out there in Eldora, Ohio. So he's well familiar there with the area. They are getting pounded right now out there just east of Eldora. It actually kind of split them really. One went through Coldwater and down there right now through Greenville, Ohio. So
Yeah, Michael.
busy.
I just when I see cities like that, I just don't even try. Being from along the Ohio River, I feel like I don't pronounce anything right to begin with, so I should probably not with those types of cities. If
I hear you.
anybody is from Southern Indiana along the river like me, you probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So again, right now, I'm curious to see the new scan here, but that's an impressive signature there for Hale. Now that's probably worked into Johnson County. Well, wait for it. There it is. There's the new scan right there. Look at that. Wow. Just south of State Road 135, southwest of Samaria there, east of Morgantown. You can see a strong signature there for Hale. Curious what clarity has, Brett, with that
I'm pulling it up.
particular, let's see.
Yeah, let's see here. Let me turn off the warnings and then I'll share.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of green outside my house, really.
Yeah, it's definitely a greenish gray here. Yeah, just looking at this storm, 1.36. It has a history of 1.36 inch diameter hail southwest of Martinsville. As it's moved a little bit east, and it may need a couple of frames to kind of update, but yeah, definitely here. The storm has a history of large hail. Once you get over an inch, I mean, you're looking at damage possible. Hearing the new warning go off too.
Yeah, that's a tornado warning down in southern Indiana headed towards Corden. It looks like I'll go ahead and share here my screen, Brett, and force this on if I can. Here we go. That is, new tornado warning down there, southern Indiana. Let me get to the right scan here. I'm kind of switching gears now. That's a big dive south. Go up there. This is radar indicated tornado warning for the next 33 minutes for northwestern Harrison County, southeastern Crawford, northeastern Perry County, and then north central Meade County in central Kentucky. That one's going to go till 9:15. This is again a radar indicated potential tornado. I'm going to go over here I'm going to go to the Louisville radar a little bit closer to the radar dome, and you can see the rotation there. In southern Indiana, just riding along south of 64, Interstate 64 there, in between 64 and State Road 62. Looks like it would head towards Wyandotte and then eventually Corden.
Yeah, kind of right along the 64 corridor there. Should cut right through Harrison County, and then if it were to continue, eventually into Floyd County there.
I'll time it out for you guys. It's moving east at 30 miles per hour. I'll take it out through Corden. So you can see some impact times here. Leavenworth, 8:58. Brett, probably familiar with some of these cities where you're from.
Yep.
Wyandotte, 9:03. Corden, 9:21. So you can kind of see the progression of this tornado warning over the next 30 minutes. So someone said tornado watch. I think they may have extended the tornado watch for some of these counties. I don't know, maybe why. I'm not sure why, but
it looks like there is some new development. I think north of I-70, you're okay at this point, but there is some more development across southern Illinois that I'm noticing that is lifting northeast. So I question how much they'll be able to intensify given the environment pretty worked over at this point, but could be something to at least keep an eye on.
yeah, I see him here. I'll pull him up so you all can see him here. Let's put that into motion for you. Yeah, there's some new storm development there for sure. I mean, we kind of talked about this earlier, Brett. An 8 to 10 p.m. threat kind of developing with the front. That's probably the front right there.
Yep, kind of this. If you were with us earlier, we talked about two waves. The first wave didn't do a ton. There were some tornado warnings and some severe thunderstorm warnings and some hail, but it seems like the second wave is now the one that has kind of taken control of this event. Sounds like maybe we're getting some hail or something here now.
Let's
Go
go
back
take a look.
window.
Let's go take a look here. Yeah, I could definitely see there's probably some hail going on. Let's take a look at the shoo-wee. Definitely some indications there's a little bit of an older scan. Needs to update, but yeah. Go back to the high res. Yeah. We'll see what is it hailing out, Brett?
It looks like maybe some very small hail, but not a lot yet. Just some big raindrops.
Good. What do we got? More warnings.
That one up in Ohio again.
Maybe I don't see it. Southern Ohio looks like tornado warning.
I see a new one. It looks like blinking in Northwest Ohio.
Oh yeah,
near,
it is. I see
near
it.
Finley.
Yep, we'll go over here to the Webster radar. Yeah, it looks like they're this backside here. That's going to go to a tornado observed. So that is going to be for over the next 29 minutes, northeastern Putnam County and southeastern Henry County until 9:15. A confirmed tornado is located near Leipsic or 9 miles north of Ottawa, moving east at 50 miles per hour. So that's going to put it into North Baltimore here. We'll time that out. You can kind of see it's moving east at 50 miles per hour. So that storm's booking there. Puts it into Hancock 856, Macomb at 9, North Baltimore going to be 907, Van Buren 908, Bloomdale 915. Let's see. That Fostoria around 923. So that is an observed tornado. Overall, gosh, talk about cranking it up here. Right now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tornado warnings right now. It's interesting, Brett, because earlier we talked about, we thought this area could really get active. And it is. It's just gotten active here instead of in here. So it's kind of been that eastern half of that forecast area.
Yeah, it maybe, if anything, has verified a touch north and east.
Yeah.
But if I kind of go back to the map that we shared earlier, if I still have it pulled up here.
I've got it. I'll pull it up for you.
Yeah, it's pretty close, I think, to what we had.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little later. And a little bit further east, the west side of that, Bloomington, there was a tornado warning in Terre Haute, but it just seems like the eastern portion of this, southeastern portion of this is going to be the hot spot versus, west central Illinois. Yeah.
I think it's right in through here is certainly standing out.
What's interesting, Michael, if I think back to it, is that experimental Colorado State tornado forecast. That's exactly where it had it.
Yep.
So that thing is done very well. Maybe missed Southwest Michigan by the warm front, but nothing ever does well with the warm front.
Yep. Okay. So let's take a look here, guys. Let's go back to radar. These are fortunately looking a little bit less impressive now, losing a little bit of organizational. Of course, I say that, and the rotation still looks to be impressive. I mean, don't let your guard down. If you're north of Brookville, east of Metamora there, and northern Franklin County, you certainly want to continue to be in shelter. And then over here, just east of Liberty, and over here, north of Cottage Grove, west of Goodwin's Corner. That's a tight couple of rotations still. Right along State Road 44. totally rain wrapped. If you're in that spot, you are not going to be able to see that tornado at all.
Michael, you are not sharing your screen, just FYI.
That is fantastic. Thank you, Brett. I was wondering why you weren't commenting. There we go.
It's because I didn't know I didn't know what you were looking at.
Sorry, guys. There it is. Radar's up. That's what I'm looking at there. Just getting into just west of Fairhaven there, Ohio. That's on the state line there of Indiana and Ohio. Again, in between Cottage Grove and Goodwin's Corner. Tight rotation there. Let's see. You check the correlation.
Let's see. Looks like I'm going to go back real quick. Keep doing what you're doing, but
Yep.
I am seeing some reports on potentially a tornado dropping down with the Leavenworth one west of Corden in southern Indiana.
Okay, we'll go down there. Oh, yeah, the correlation coefficient may suggest something's going on.
Yep, it looks like it there between Sulphur and Beechwood, west of Leavenworth.
Let's go to the rotation here. Yep. There it is right there. You can see it, this little hook. That may be a nice looking storm. Looking into it, that's a low precipitation supercell. Not a lot of moisture in that cell. What I mean by that, we call that an LP supercell, which is not a lot of. It might be a tornado with not a lot of obstruction in the view or rain, if you will. So that's an interesting look there. Let's see. So that would be coming into just south of Magnolia, north of Beechwood. That rotation looks like just along 64. There's State Road 66. That's northwest of Leavenworth there, and just west of Wyandotte there. So if there is a tornado there, it's going to be, there's the updated scan, so you can kind of see where it's moving east right along 64 there.
Kemper is saying damage reported west of Greenville.
Greenville, Ohio? Where at? Greenville, where?
I assume Greenville, Indiana, probably from earlier.
Greenville, okay. Let's see. I believe that was...
Let's see. I think a little further west.
I'm trying to remember where that's...
Ohio. Nope, he did say Ohio.
Ohio, okay. All right. I thought I remember reading Greenville off there in that warning. Where are we at here? Sorry, guys, trying to get my bearings. I'm not familiar with these cities and these other states. It's just not something I know. So trying to find it.
Greenville, Ohio.
I don't know. I don't know where it's at. I'm going to have to let me know if you find it, Brett. I'm going to give these people whiplash. These two cells, though, in eastern Indiana still continue to, they're totally rain wrapped, but certainly impressive. I mean, there's certainly tight rotation in both of these cells there. It's like a new tornado warning now has been extended with that. Anyways, that's going to go into Camden. That's radar indicated tornado warning. Eastern Union County and East Central Indiana, Southern Preble County and West Central Ohio, and then Northwestern Butler County. That's going to go till 9:15. And we got another, looks like expansion. I'm looking.
I don't see it.
Oh, it's all the way down in northern Alabama.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I see it down there. If you're watching in Northeast Alabama, you've got some. Gosh, we're got tornado warnings everywhere right now.
We the sound. Thank you, Callahan. The sound. Every time there's a new warning goes off. So Michael and I are looking around trying to figure out where exactly it is.
Tell Michael that Greenville is east of Lynn. Where is Lynn? I appreciate it, guys. I do. I don't know where. Here we go. Okay, Roger's helping me. I think
we need to bring Roger on the live stream so
I'm telling you. Roger says straight south of Eldora in the same county. I thought it was over there. Just could not get my bearings on that.
Yes, Greenville, right there. I knew that too. Yep. It's been a long day. But I think we may need a geography touch up, Michael, after this.
Yeah, probably might not hurt. Look at that. Look at that rotation couplet there that was over Greenville. There's no wonder there was damage reported there.
New
Tight couplet.
tornado warning. That is going to be near Brookville,
Indiana down there.
Indiana, and west of Hamilton and Oxford, Ohio.
Okay. Let me pull up the radar. There we go. We zoom down in here. All right, guys, we got tornado warnings everywhere right now. Okay. Just east of Blooming Grove, that rotation is going to be north of Brookville, just west of State Road 101. Here's the Blooming Grove, and you can kind of see that tight rotation indication there.
Yeah, that's
There it
a
is.
pretty strong signal, I'd say.
I agree completely. And the thing is, looking at the reflectivity, it's rain wrapped.
It's rain wrapped. Those are the most dangerous ones. If we do have anybody watching that is trying to storm chase, be very, very careful because with these rain wrapped tornadoes, you're probably not going to see it.
Yeah,
And you know, you won't know until you're right on top of it if you're not paying attention closely.
yeah. Let's see. That latest warning is going to go until 9:30. That's northeastern Franklin County again, in southeastern Indiana, southern Union County, and northwestern Butler County in southwestern Ohio. So that's going to go for another 35 minutes again until I believe it was 9:30. That storm is moving east at 30 miles per hour. I want to time that one out, Brett, because it's pretty nasty looking. Let's go to velocity products. Gosh, that rotation there is strong. All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if there isn't a tornado warning on the ground there right now.
Yeah, let's
Uh,
see. Oxford. So Oxford 924. A couple of cities before that. Raymond 913. Mixersville 915. So again, these are cities I've never heard of, but just southeast of Brookville Lake. And again, this is probably a rain wrapped tornado. If there is one, it's very strong rotation for sure. All right, where's that one at, Brett?
it's a new one in the town I won't try to pronounce. Wapakoneta.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Well, Pacanita, that is correct. Thanks to our friend Roger Slack for helping us out here. I'm going to go over here and turn on the Ohio radar. Actually, I may. That's kind of in between all the domes. So,
Yeah, it's
see if I can get a good one. Probably not. I'll zoom in down there again. Just that looks like it's still radar indicated, which is at least comforting that it's not observed. But nonetheless, that new tornado warning there for Wapakoneta and areas east and southeast of there going for another 33 minutes. So, gosh, right now
meta.
we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tornado warnings in the Ohio Valley. So, a little regional tornado, potential tornado outbreak if some of these are hitting the ground, for sure. Yeah, I remember. I think earlier, Brett, we were talking about that. Yeah, this is the map we were talking about earlier, and this is proving to be of value right now. At least is this a CSU map there
Yeah.
that indicates tornado risk there in eastern Indiana, western Ohio, northern Kentucky. And I remember, we were even talking about this earlier this morning.
Mhm.
We were talking about this particular area that we were worried about. We talked about earlier, and that's certainly again the southeastern third of that. Right now, this area in here really panning out. Gosh, I'm this area right here. So. Busy evening here. Let's get off of that. And let's see, what do we have? I just got did you get a message in Slack?
John sent some pictures.
Bartholomew County from Jay Wells. Okay. Yeah, gosh, if anybody's in the path of these tornado warning storms, I'd love to get some photos of those too. for sure. If anyone can send anything in, that'd be great.
I
Friends
am
in
checking.
Greenville, Ohio. Do you see that comment there? I'm going to show that one. Friends in Greenville, Ohio said their house is fine, but their town is destroyed. Um, that is not what we like to hear, for sure, guys. Let me go back over to that particular area and show you why that's probably the case. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the correlation coefficient, because I know, looking at the scans from earlier, I'm sure there's going to be some indication of, go back far enough, you can probably see where there's debris there over Greenville. I'm not showing the radar. Here we go, right here. My apologies. There you go. That was from earlier there over Greenville, where that tornado was probably. Sounds like there was debris in the air at this point.
Yeah.
And then we'll go here to the high-res velocity scans, just again, so you guys can see what it is that probably. Oh shoot! Now it's not.
And man, I mean that's right by Winchester. And Winchester got hit so hard only a month or so ago.
Yes.
And so that particular area has just been the hot spot this year. Last year it was Johnson County. We had what, 2 or 3 tornadoes. Sullivan. This year it seems like it's kind of that east central Indiana, west central Ohio is just the hot spot this year. No real reason for it. It's just bad luck.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. Okay, let's get our bearings back here and back this thing out a little bit. Let's see what we got.
So let's see. New Brennan, Ohio. John just sent a message. I'll pull this up.
Oh, there it is. I see it. You gonna display it?
Yes. Oh, it's actually a video.
Okay.
Well, I can do that too. This is from Nathan Drosich. Let me see if I can share.
New Bremen, Ohio.
North.
Ooh, you can see the power flashes.
Yep, I saw that. That's a large tornado.
So that was probably around 8:30.
Jeez. Okay. If you guys hear of anyone that's with injuries or anything, or any damages, let us know. Of course, prayers that that's not the case, for sure. Let's take a look real quick, guys. I know I've seen some talks about the extension of the watches. I'll turn the tornado watch on. Here's where the watch is in effect still right now. I think we can start trimming this back. I think if you're anywhere in here, I think it's possible we could start trimming this back. We'll have to see what this does. I think with time, Brett, this will kind of go here, though.
Probably so, because your boundary, you can kind of see where it is. And again, as I kind of mentioned earlier, I'm just a little hesitant to think that's going to really do a whole lot as it gets into this environment that's been worked over. Now, if it goes south, there hasn't been a lot. Vincennes, Bedford, Seymour, North Vernon. So, that corridor would maybe be one to watch if that activity can kind of continue to bubble up, because the atmosphere hasn't been quite as worked over compared to areas just south of I-70.
Yeah. Yeah. I see some comments about folks saying if you're upset you didn't get severe weather. I mean, I don't think that I've always found that to be a little fascinating. I don't know why someone would particularly want a tornado to wipe their town off the map, but there's a lot of activity right now out there that we should be thankful that if it didn't hit you, that it didn't, and we need to be thinking about the folks that are in the path of it that are dealing with it.
And
So
just real quick, I want to make the note too, because I'm still seeing messages about the tornado watch. I, we don't know why the exact thinking always behind why the watches are extended or not extended or whatever. We don't have any control over that.
mhm.
So I don't know why the watch was extended until midnight for some of those counties to the north of that line you drew. Probably shouldn't have been, but we don't have any control over that.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people think that we're issuing these watches, or I don't know, but we're not. Uh, and I always tell people the weather's going to weather whether you get the watch or the warning or not. It doesn't it doesn't dictate what the weather does. The weather doesn't follow the map. The weather does what it wants to do. You
Yeah,
know.
which is why we're here streaming.
Yep. Exactly. Um,
Um, yeah, Greenwood. I mean, I think Greenwood's probably pretty much okay at this point.
yep.
Columbus, maybe still keep an eye on things. Those storms are still to your north. If there's any additional development, in fact, a little outflow boundary there. It looks like.
Yeah,
Um,
and a new warning just popped here for Batesville.
yeah. So Columbus, I don't think you're out of the woods just yet.
Yeah. Um, that new warning for Batesville is going to be for 1 inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Nothing crazy, but strong thunderstorm moving through Batesville there along 74, and just north of Versailles and Milan there. Milan, home of the original reason why they made the movie Hoosiers. By the way, they won the 1954 Indiana State Championship for men's basketball back in the day. It was Milan. It was they just filmed the movie Hoosiers in Knightstown, but an incredible story. So really cool.
Real quick,
Um,
while we have a moment,
mhm.
I do want to pull up just really briefly the 5K um, because we are hosting a 5K here in a little less than a month.
Do it.
So I want to pull this up because it's for a great cause. So this is your commercial break for about 30, 60 seconds because this is an important cause. This is something we are raising money for. We are trying to get to 30,000 here. So if you're a runner, if you have runners in the family, or if you just want to walk, you can walk 1 mile or donate if you're not able to be there, or sponsor if you have a business. I'm going to throw this link again here in the comments. But we would love for you all to be involved. It's for a really important cause, pediatric brain cancer, working specifically with the Jessen family in memory of Addie Mae here. You can read all about that. Just a really, really important cause. I know it's one that is near and dear to a lot of people in the community, in Franklin and in central Indiana in general. So we would love for you all to be involved. We'd love to meet some of you. You can come out and we will all be there. We would love to have you.
Yeah, come and walk or run the 5K. I mean, even if you don't walk or run, you can just register and donate $30 or whatever the case is for the cause for these families and these kids that are dealing with this horrible disease.
You
It's
can even just get a T-shirt if you
yeah,
just want a T-shirt. Get a T-shirt.
yeah.
25 bucks.
Go on there, check it out. I think there's a link there that you just posted.
Yep.
So check it out, guys, for sure. Um, so Brett, probably what we'll do now is break off. I think we've covered this pretty well for the most part.
Yeah. In terms of Indiana, looks like there's still one little portion of the tornado warning still in Indiana, east of Brookville, and the only other one is near Louisville. And I think that one is going to be allowed to expire. I'm not seeing the debris signature we were seeing earlier. It seems to have weakened a little bit. So, other than that, things have at least quieted down for the moment.
Awesome. Well, we do have at least the potential tomorrow, guys, for some strong to severe storms, as Brett mentioned earlier. All modes of severe weather, not anything in particular. But we do have at least the potential for more severe or strong storms tomorrow with rainfall and whatnot. So we'll certainly continue to keep you posted. Looks like you're circling still an impressive storm there just west of Corden.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on the ground right now, but I'm still seeing some broad rotation. It's not as good as it was earlier. But something to watch. I wouldn't be shocked if they expire it, but if you're along the I-64 corridor here in southern Indiana, I would be keeping an eye on this. This is the last thing we'll kind of note here. We will be posting warnings and whatnot still if there's additional tornado warnings on our social media page. But I think that if this storm were to kind of persist right along the 64 corridor here is where we would need to keep an eye on things.
I'm just posting this in the comments. Guys, at any time, if any of you are interested in our services and the client interaction, the texting, and all the stuff we have in Clarity, we would love to work with you all. Roofing, restoration, schools, anything that involves decision making. Clarity is an incredible platform that we've been keeping thousands of customers abreast and forecasting this stuff here all day long, last several days.
And just as I say, perhaps they won't extend it. They did extend it.
New tornado warning.
New tornado warning, and now that's going to be into Western Floyd County as well. So that is going to include. Let me turn off the drawing tool here for a second. That is going to include Cordon, Lanesville, Georgetown, kind of right up into Floyd Knobs. That's going to include Michael, our favorite spot up at Huber.
Oh no.
Winery. So yeah, we definitely don't want that. Again, I know that at least I have some people following along because I've got friends and family down here. But if you are along the I-64 corridor here, in fact, this latest scheme may be a little bit better with the rotation. So anywhere along the I-64 corridor here, north of Cordon through Georgetown, Lanesville, up towards Floyd Knobs, and probably eventually towards New Albany, and perhaps the Louisville metro area needs to be on watch here. This is radar indicated right now, and it is moving at 30 miles an hour. So let me time this out real quick.
Yeah, take it through Louisville, Brett, and see what time it looks to hit there.
All right, so you can see kind of in the top left here, Georgetown at 9:40, Floyd Knobs 9:50, New Albany 9:55, Clarksville 10 p.m., Sellersburg 10:04, Jeffersonville 10:08. Let's see here, Indian Hills. Now we're getting into Kentucky 10:12. St. Matthews is in the Louisville area. I don't know if it has Louisville exactly on here, but St. Matthews is right down into the metro area. 10:14. Charlestown, that's in southern Indiana, Clark County, 10:16. So if you're looking for Louisville specifically, you're probably somewhere between 10 and 10:15 in terms of this arriving. This really is there is a new severe thunderstorm warning up here, but this is really the last new warning that's going on in terms of a tornadic storm right now. A little bit of rotation here too on that weak cell.
Brett, this pro subscription at $750, that's actually that's active, right?
Yep, $750 pro subscription. That is active. If you want to add on chat, that's an additional $750. But it's a pretty good deal there. Yeah, you can get it.
It's great for those of you right now that are going to be in planting and just managing hailstorms, and it gets you full access to the radar platform, the future radar, and all that stuff. So for those of you curious about it, I'll share the screen and just kind of sample. I will sample Clarity for you real quick and just show you while this is up on the screen. Is it still there? Yeah, you can still see it.
Yeah.
I'll show you real quick, like over here on the current, you can do the hail tracks at 24 hours. You can just see where all the hail's gone through. This is interactive live current. And I get so much information here. I can go down the street level, interrogate the hail maps, all kinds of stuff. I can look at the observed rainfall data. We have a new here over the last 24 hours. There's all kinds of different layers. I can look at the future. This is all included here. This rainfall data, I can click on this map and interrogate that. And then the forecast radar is such a neat tool. Can go through and click on that to get future radar images here. Clarity does a lot. There's a lot of tools, and for the deal, you're getting a lot for that. So if you're interested, you're in the turf, baseball, schools, farming. This is a great package for you to take advantage of right now, with that in mind. So looks like that's that new tornado warning. Real quick, I'll show you up here in Western Ohio. Expires in 15 minutes. Radar indicated, includes Oxford and Riley, Ohio there. So, guys, as always, we appreciate you. We appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate all the support and sharing things. And I think that's going to do it, Brett. If anything else to mention here tonight? What do we have? Hang on. We've got some video here on the, what is this? Portage from our hail contacts up there at ABC. And wow, I'm gonna pull this up, Brett. Oh shit! See if I can.
Seen some hail reports in Nineveh.
There's another tornado warning.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that because I was seeing some strong rotation there. That is near Wilson, just north of Sellersburg, heading towards Charlestown, Indiana. I know we've got some clients in Clark County.
I'm trying to download this video. Just a
I
second.
will pull up Radar Omega in the meantime, and then you can take over. So this is the new warning, guys. Just wanted to make a note of this real quick. So kind of working across Wilson, southeast of Borden here, you can see the rotation. So this is, wow, pretty strong couplet, actually. 70 miles per hour outbound, and then 15 or so inbound. So a pretty decent circulation right in here. So, if you were in this particular region, need to take shelter right away. And Charlestown's a pretty decent area that's just north of Sellersburg as well, going to be at play for this. So, long and north of the river here now starting to get going. There's some decent wind shear down here. So for Harrison County, Floyd County, Clark County down here. And again, eventually, I think we're going to need to keep an eye on the Louisville metro area as these storms continue to kind of push off to the east-northeast over the next 30 or 60 minutes or so.
This is from Portage, Michigan. I wanted to share this. This is pretty intense footage here from some of our clients at ABC Supply. You can see the damage there. Wow, look at that. Took the power lines through the road there, and definitely perhaps an EF1 or possibly EF2 tornado coming through that area there.
Yeah, rather rare for Michigan to have strong tornadoes.
Yeah, it is. And guys, that's the thing. We've had tornadoes this evening. There's been no question. There's probably going to be a lot more of this as video and things come in as the sun and stuff comes up tomorrow. So you guys stay safe out there. Brett, if this works into Louisville Metro, maybe we'll come back if needed. We'll just kind of monitor this and see how that's going to go. We'll definitely be posting warnings over on the Facebook pages and stuff as well. But if you guys are down there in Southeast Indiana, keep your eyes and ears peeled.
Yep, for sure. Yep, right along the Ohio River there. I think that's probably the main area of concern for at least the next couple hours, I would say.
All right, guys. Well, stay safe. And again, more storms tomorrow. I don't think it as widespread with tornadoes as of right now, but we don't want to completely rule that off the table yet either, depending on where the warm front and stuff goes. We'll keep you posted. Have a great evening.